Bueno, whenever ready, you can start. Who wants to start with a photo description?
¿Querés empezar, Franco?
Pueden
Como quieras vos.
compartir whenever you want.
Bueno, empiezo.
Si lo quieren
Dejámoslo.
presentar, do you want to present on the screen?
Profe, si quiere pongo el link o comparto la pantalla como usted quiera. O es un video.
Si quieres compartir pantalla, mejor. Vemos el video y después podés describirlo. Sí, más o menos tenemos idea. Nahuel, si querés improvisar y mostrar algo de una foto de algo similar que hoy viviste, bienvenido sea. También.
Es que entiendo muy poco, profe, no puedo expresarme, no. Entiendo un poco y bastante no.
Y bastante no. Ay, me hace reír. Ok. O si quieres mostrar la foto y te ayudamos nosotros. Eso se me ocurre también. Ahí está. No te sientas limitado por el tema ese.
¿Se ve algo, profe?
Yeah, I can see Pasmani, PL2.
This is
Lima
my
Victor.
is for my high school. In my high school we built
Please.
this plane.
Oh,
It's
oh dear.
experimental plane.
How interesting.
And we and my partner and me we restored we restored that plane.
Oh, my dear. So what
Profe,
can you tell us? Yeah.
I play the video and then I give you my comments
Perfect.
or my
Perfect.
homework if you want.
Yeah, lovely.
Profe, ahí empieza con lo de la tarea, digamos.
Perfect.
The video showed at the beginning, in the forward, the experimental plane Pasmani PL2, its engine start. Un comentario en off, that plane was being built by students and was being restored for my partners and for me included. Ahora vuelvo a la tarea. In the background, we can see the Boeing 707 for the Argentine Air Force parking at the apron. I suppose PL2 is engine start for then can fly it. The pilots must be checked it. Everybody who works in the aviation industry should know that all test is for safety and security. In my opinion, I always admired the aircraft mechanic and the engineers because they make aircraft flight.
Absolutely. More than pilots, I would say. That's a confession. If I had to choose, I would choose mechanic. Yes, of course.
I have a joke for you, teacher.
Please, please.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, go ahead.
What do aircraft mechanics exist?
What do?
Yes. What do aircraft mechanics exist?
Why? I don't know.
Why?
Why?
Because
I don't know.
Because the pilot needs hero too.
Because the pilot needs
A hero too.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, the plane aircraft without mechanic and engineer team will go nowhere. Nowhere.
Flight dispatcher too.
Of course. Then you come flight dispatcher, pilot, coming crew, everyone else. But to make it
Three grabs
that would be...
all together. Yes.
We are a team. Everyone is very important in this chain. Everyone is super important. A lot of responsibility. Remember that we are holding a license. So interesting. Thank you, Franco. Lovely, lovely, lovely work. Interesting. Who is next? Who would like to continue? Pueden improvisar, chicos, si no lo prepararon. O pueden hacer comentarios a sus compañeros o preguntas en español o en inglés. Si no sale en inglés, bueno.
No sé si quiere Iván, yo presento la imagen de él y él daba su descripción por chat. No sé si me está escuchando o qué onda.
Ok, Iván,
Iván.
are you there? Mr. Iván.
I will share my screen, teacher, to help him.
Please, that's what I like. I like that you work, it's a teamwork activity. Es una actividad entre todos. Imagine you were working in different cities, in different provinces, in different countries. Yeah, this can happen. Aerolíneas, Austral. Such a beautiful photo. There is one Austral that has been painted with Aerolíneas Argentinas library, logo, colors, everything. Ivan, hola, sí. The plane that is in the foreground of this photo belongs to Austral Airline. It is a fleet of Embraer 190. The Embraer E190 is the successor of the E170, as the 190 is a longer version with larger trains and wings. Trains, what do you mean, Ivan, by trains? And its dimensions are much larger, with different engines and different landing gears. You can see that the avion, or the plane, airplane is landing in the Jorge Newbery Airport. Nice. Two questions for you, Ivan. If you please can explain what trains are, and if you have a personal opinion about the photo. How do you feel about this photo? You can type it. Lo puedes escribir, se lo puedes mandar a Derek, as you wish, whatever you want. Melissa is here. Hi, Melissa. Me faltó. Oh, yeah. Okay, Iván. That's fine. Who wants to continue now?
Me, teacher.
Okay, then go ahead. A video, photo, whatever.
The video of Lucia.
Ah, Lucia. Uh-huh. Let's see Lucia.
Okay,
Perfect.
well, as you see, teacher, she's Lucia. So the video shows three different airplanes of two airlines, JetSmart and Aerolíneas Argentinas. JetSmart's aircraft has two pilots, one man and one woman, and a woman. The woman who is next to the pilot is greeting people behind the fence, as me, for example, as a spotter. In the background, there are other airplanes such as private airline aircraft and maintenance hangars. Judging by her appearance, she seems to be focused and happy enjoying her life as a pilot, and it must be an amazing view from there, flying over the clouds, watching unique sunsets, sunrises, extraordinary landscapes, etc. Um, in my opinion, I always admire people who pilots and dispatches these biggest airplanes. And also, my personal view is that aeronautical world is fantastic, despite all responsibilities that carries this world.
Nice. Very nice. Nice. Excellent work, all of you. Yeah, with you took the time to, you know, find find a picture, find a video, and make a description. And I really admire you because, Franco, you were showing, for example, something you did at school, which is very valuable. Like Derek and Nahuel also, well, he mentioned what he experienced today. Yeah. Iván, same story with Embraer. ¿Quién más hizo esta actividad? Melissa, Melina, Uriel, Ezequiel. Maybe you can work with one of the other guys and as a team. ¿Lograron hacer algo, sí o no? Nada, sí, ¿no? Esta actividad apunta a ustedes poder ver por ahí una rampa, una pista y poder describir algo, hacer un informe al respecto y lo que sea que sea. So they remember that. Okie dokie. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Now we will pass on to another activity. I really, really appreciate your work. We will play Kahoot, but we will touch on a topic that will include all the teams. That means this topic will be important for everyone involved: mechanics, engineers, flight dispatchers, pilots, cabin crew, ground staff, everyone, yeah, etc. I would say. So if I show you this, okay, can you see human factors revision 1?
Yes.
Okay, exactly. This is our kind of topic, which will consider a few elements that are important in our work, in our daily life. For example, how important is teamwork? Yeah, we'll see. I will make you play and I will stop at the same time. Let's see. Here we are. Seven 91513. Ivan, welcome back. Ivan, you are here. Derek, Franco. Okay, Uriel, I give you now. Okay. Hi, Uriel. Hi. Uriel, do you need the PIN number, right?
Teacher, ahí Melissa levantó la mano. No sé si es por el código o por alguna pregunta en particular.
Melissa, ¿todo bien? All good? In case you need, PIN number is 791513. Okay. Uriel, is everything okay? Oh, okay, now I see you connect. Okay, so how many are we? Not too many. We have 9. 9. 5 of you are connected. Oh well. Maybe we can start, can we?
I guess, yes.
Oh, one of you got disconnected.
Franco.
Franco, here you are. Okay, let's see. If you cannot, just have a look on the screen. Have a look at the screen. Okay, I will read it for you. Which medical condition could make working in limited access location a problem? So, for example, cabin crew working in a small aircraft or people working in a small office. This can make you feel or suffer from claustrophobia. You have fear of being trapped indoors. Yeah, this can be a problem. So you should be aware of that. Okay. This can create anxiety, for example. Teamwork. What is teamwork? Teamwork. Vale is here. Hi, Valeria. Teamwork is a team of individuals working together to achieve a common goal. We have 2 words. One thing is group, another thing is team. So quite different. Group is just people together, like in a shopping area, like in a shopping mall, but a group of people with a common goal is a team. Yeah, it's like a football team. Yeah. All right. Okay. Here, the shell model is very common when we talk about human factors. There are different components: software, hardware, environment, and liveware. And guess what? We are part of that liveware. People, for example, supervisors, peers, colleagues, management, all human beings. Why? Because we can make mistakes. We are error prone. We can make mistakes, and we will make mistakes. So, liveware means human beings. Let's move on. Okay, what are the names of the two most common error models theories used in human factors? This is very famous model called error chain and Swiss cheese model. This Swiss cheese is like a queso suizo with a lot of holes. What are holes in Spanish?
Agujeros.
Agujeros.
Agujeros, exactly. And when those holes get aligned, accidents or incidents happen. So our job is to prevent. How? How can we prevent? By knowing our procedures, SOPs, by knowing your work and by knowing your own limitations. As a human, I know that I am tired, I know that I work shift, and I will be sleepy at night. So how can I prevent an error from happening? Okay, I am a morning person. I work very well in the morning, but in the afternoon and evening, I'm useless. I know that. So how can I use that in my favor to prevent a problem? All right, so this is Swiss cheese model. Like, I tell you a short story, and maybe you can help me here as well. There was an accident in British Airways long time ago because they used a screw. What is a screw? Maintenance screw.
Destornillador, tuerca.
Tornillo.
Tornillo.
Screwdriver is el destornillador. So a screw that was not the same length, la misma longitud, that the screw that was supposed to be used in that aircraft to the screw for the windshield. They had to fix the windshield, and they used a screw that was not the right standard. What is windshield?
Parabrisas.
Yes, exactly. So the windshield opened and the pilot flew away. He survived. So imagine that
I remember
situation.
that. It's an old story, I guess.
Yes, it's a real story. So while they were flying, the windshield opened and the pilot was hanging from the windshield. He survived. But for a little screw, who cares, you know? I can use the same one. No. You have to follow the procedure. If that was all the holes aligned and this incident happened, of course, there was an investigation afterwards. So if he makes a mistake with the screw one time, 2 times, 10 times, and no one notices, there will be a problem, for sure. It's a matter of time. If there is a lot of corruption and the screw and they were sleepy and they didn't check, that will increase the possibility of an incident or accident. Yeah, that's human factor. CRM. Let's see. Long-term memory can be divided into which two parts? This you should know. You don't have to know. Episodic and semantic, just for your information. Okay, nothing to worry about. So, when hearing naturally deteriorates with age, and how about aviation? Yeah, we will be near different engines with a lot of noise, so this may affect your health, right?
But that's why
Due to the exposure to constant noise, yeah.
that's why ramp team use headphones.
Absolutely. But we cabin crew, we are not allowed to use any type of headphones or ear protection or anything, earbuds at all, because we need to be alert and we need to be aware, situational aware of what is happening, any strange noise, that noise that is unfamiliar to us. Yeah. The contrary happens to ramp agents. They are there under the engines, you know. Pilots, when they do the walk around, they also have to wear that. Yeah, have to protect your health.
Before flight, pilots must do an external inspection to the aircraft.
That's right. That's what is called the walk around. Absolutely. So here we are talking about waves, brain when you sleep. By which other name is slow wave sleep, also known delta? We have alpha, delta, REM. Well, this has to do with sleep and sleeping patterns, and rest time. Also very important for us. All right, no need to know. Just know that what system do we use for reporting potential actual flight safety incidents? Defense Aviation Error Management System. I'm sure we have a similar one. What I mean to say here is that everything we have seen, human error, lack of sleep, or sleep deprivation. Yeah, when you are sleepy and you cannot, you know, you went to a party last night and now you start at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, you need to be intelligent to manage your time. Time management. Can I go to the party? Yes, of course I can. But what are the consequences? How can this affect flight safety? Yeah. This may create a possibility of an incident. Yeah. So just bear that in mind. Hmm. In the shell model, same model we've seen before, what does software relate to? Or to what does relate? Maintenance, procedures, manuals, checklists, and documentation. Exactly. Everything you need to know. All the theory. If they tell you the screw number 2 should be placed in the windshield is screw number 2. It's not 3 or 4 or 0.1, 0.3, I don't know. There is a procedure I need to stick to. There is a rule, regulation, checklist, manuals, whatever, in theory, okay, in theory. This relates to the software component or element. The incident will not happen. I mean, if I detect there is an error, I mitigate it. I stop it as soon as possible. Lo detengo apenas lo identifico. So there should not be, it should not be taken to the next level. It should not escalate. All right? So the incident would not happen. I would prevent it from happening. Right, what is required to be done if you need to step outside your box of standards? It can happen because, okay, yes, I have software, I have to follow A, B, C, D, but this one is not there because manuals are guidelines based on previous experience, based on previous incidents and accidents. Whenever there is an accident, there is a new procedure. So, but things happen, you know, unexpected, and we should seek authority at the appropriate level to manage the risks. Seek is look for. Yeah. I ask my supervisor, for example, someone with more experience. Okay. Agujero. Teacher. ¿Qué pasó, Uriel? No entendí ahí. What is? Risks. Risks son riesgos. Risk management, SMS o safety management. ¿Sí? El SMS. Psychological. What type of stressor is caused by fatigue? Fatigue is another issue. A lack of fitness or sleep loss. ¿Qué tiempo? ¿Qué tipo de estresante es causado por fatigue? ¿Perdón?
Es un proceso fisiológico, no psicológico.
Exacto. Fisiológico. ¿Yo qué dije? Physiological. Psychological. Physiological. Yo leí cualquier cosa. El lack of fitness, falta de actividad física o pérdida de sueño. So something physiological from the body. Great. So next. How many unreported incidents does the Heinrich model suggest there are to each fatal accident? Well, this we don't know, but we'll see. $600. Nothing to worry about. This is just additional information. Okay, short-term sleep loss or short periods of heavy physical or mental work can result in acute fatigue. Acute fatigue is temporary. Fatiga aguda. All right? You can revert it. You can revert by sleeping, by having the amount of hours to sleep. How many hours do you need to feel well rested?
8 hours.
8. How about the rest?
Y con los años se incrementa, profe.
How many hours?
Then night and then 10.
Yeah, also it's not the same to sleep at night and to sleep during the day. It's not the same effect on your body. Yeah, women need to sleep more due to the hormone,
For
hormone.
example, I try to sleep 8 hours, but during the day we have the famous siesta, and in Misiones it's obligatory to take a nap, a short nap, almost from 30 minutes up to 2 hours.
Yeah, what happens to me is that if I take a nap, I will sleep 5 hours, and then I will be in trouble. But at some point, I need to sleep around 8 hours. So acute fatigue, once again, it can be reverted. But if you don't sleep for many hours, many days, and for a long period of time, this can result in chronic fatigue, which is a medical condition. That's more serious. Okay. You are 20, 21, but later on, you have to be careful. Situational awareness. Situational awareness is a very famous concept in aviation. And I guess in medicine too. Accurate perception, comprehension, and projection of factors. How alert am I? Am I alert? I'm pretending I'm alert. Yeah, am I really with all my 5 senses on? Yeah. So something to consider. Long-sightedness. Do I need to wear glasses to go to work? Yes, no. How can this affect my performance, my health? So this is important too. You know what? Hypostress. People think about stress. When you think about stress, I'm sure you think about the idea of in excess, over. A lot of work, under pressure, no time. But the opposite is also very dangerous. Hypostress. There is no challenge. I'm bored. Nothing else to do. This will switch off your brain. So maybe that job is not for you anymore, any longer. You need a challenge. Yeah. You need to leave that comfort zone, let's say. This is very dangerous too. Groupthink mentality. A group with a strong leader whose members minimize conflict and reach agreement without questioning is known as. Okay, if you need to say something say it. Don't keep it to yourself in a respectful way, because that can create a problem. It can lead to an incident or slash accident. So don't keep it to yourself. Lapse, memory failure, it can happen. Once again, human error. We are not perfect. We try to be, we think we are, but okay, air safety culture consists of being justo, reporting, flexible questioning, and learning, constant learning. So this is a healthy air safety culture, right? There is also a toxic one. So choose the one you like. I prefer the healthy one. So let's see. Uriel, well done. Franco. Derek. Followed by Ivan and Santiago. Lovely. Excellent. Perfect. How was it? How was the topic?
Interesting.
Uriel, chronic o crónico? 70, no entendí el 70 ahí, pero chronic versus acute. Uriel, crónico versus agudo. Agudo es temporario, crónico permanente. And chronic would be a medical condition. You need to go to see your doctor. You don't want that. So that's why you should manage your time. You know, you work 4 by 2 by 3, I don't know. So try to organize your parties or your whatever celebration in days that you are free. You are really, really free. Otherwise, this will have an impact on your performance and on everyone's, the rest of the team. You will be impacting your colleague. He will have more workload. It's not fair, right? So try to think about that. Exacto, Franco. Esto aplica a todo, chicos, a todo, cruza todas las áreas. Tiene que ver con la responsabilidad individual. Y cómo impacta en el trabajo del otro y en el trabajo a la inversa, ¿no? Como si yo estoy del otro lado, tengo que estar cubriendo agujeros, ¿sí? Así que tengan eso en cuenta. Okay, shall we take a break? Tomamos un recreo.
Okay, teacher.
Yes, and we will continue. All right, see you in 15 minutes. Okay, here I am. Hi, Franco. How are you? All right. I hope everybody is there. Hopefully. Okay, well, we will continue with the topic of today. We will be focusing on CRM and human factors most of the time, and a few conditions. Now, we will have a look at the following information. Here it reads pilot fatigue, but this can be applied to not only to pilots, but to everyone involved in the operation of an aircraft. So if I ask you, what factors contribute most to pilot fatigue?
The jet lag.
Jet lag, yes, that's one. What else?
Many hours on board the aircraft.
Yes, good. Oh, sorry. What else?
Lack of physical activity.
Yes.
An unhealthy diet.
Yeah. A lot of hamburgers,
Fast
alcohol,
food,
sweets,
alcohol, drugs, or kind of
drugs.
drugs. For example, the famous
The fuel plate.
vapor le dicen, es un vapor que tiene nicotina, que el que tiene gustos
Oh,
a
yeah.
chocolate, a vainilla y todo.
I've seen that.
I
A lot
know,
of
I know many pilots in Aerolíneas Argentinas and Flybondi that are addicted to this vapor, I don't know,
vapor, something like that.
vapor, yes.
I remember a lot of Arabic people who usually use that when they cannot smoke. They use that while they were, I don't know, in their free time. But yeah, illegal or legal drugs, both of them, because maybe it's doctors prescribed, but still it may have an effect on the body, and the person doesn't know. So, substances, alcohol, sleep loss, this can contribute to pilot fatigue, flight dispatchers fatigue, cabin crew, everyone involved. Yeah. What are the most severe ones of all these factors? Which is the top? Let's make a top 5 list. Which is the worst, or which is the most dangerous of all the factors? Which is number 1? Okay, Maxi is here. You have mentioned substances, alcohol, which can be a substance as well, but sleep loss, jet lag, I don't know what else.
Could be teacher stress.
Stress, yeah, definitely. Sleep loss, I don't know. Lack of sleep, yeah. not enough sleep, diet. If you eat high-rich food before going to sleep, or this can affect your sleep quality. Also, the perfect environment to sleep is to have a very dark room with no noise, and the temperature should be around 24 degrees with no electronic devices.
That's what I'm going to say. Without mobile phones, notebooks.
No, we
everything.
sleep with a phone next to your bed. That's a big mistake because this will affect your sleep quality. And even TV. If you can avoid, I know it's hard, but if you can avoid watching TV or bad news, phone checking, this will make you alert. This will wake you up. So you cannot sleep. If you cannot sleep, it's 2 in the morning, and my dear, this will have a bad impact on your body. Okay? So something to consider. Ideally, nothing in your room, just the bed and you. That's it. Okay. Now, if I show you, do you have the pilot fatigue PDF? I hope so. Which phases of an operation have the highest workload, the highest for a pilot, in your opinion?
Can you repeat, please?
Yes, which phases of an operation have the highest workload? Highest. When they have the most workload to do, the most, they are very, they have to focus heavily.
Takeoff and landing procedures.
Yeah. Takeoff and landing for sure. Critical phases of the flight, 100%. How about when they are on ground, before departure?
Their communication with ATC.
That is also.
The instructions.
And say again, Derek?
The instructions of ATC to pilots.
Yeah. Preparation for departure. That's also a highest workload. How can fatigue affect performance? And this is to everyone, not just pilots. Even in your current job, if you have a job now, or even if you are a student, how can fatigue affect your performance?
Low job performance, for example.
How do you feel?
Tired.
Tired, yes, tired. What else? Only tired?
Could be discouraged.
Discouraged?
Desanimado.
Yeah. How about energy levels? High or low?
Extremely low, I guess.
Low or the opposite? When you see people that are accelerated, but they are tired. See, like hyper. They look like a mouse. Like a squirrel, como una ardilla. See, that's not good. That may create, in the long run, a burnout. What is burnout?
I don't know.
Burnout is a physical, mental condition that you will be burned. Van a estar quemados, ¿sí? Si van muy acelerados. Hay gente que tiene mucha energía, perfecto. Pero hay gente que está acelerada, que no es lo mismo. If you don't know how to manage that energy, or if you overdo or underdo, you may end up having a burnout, mental burnout or physical burnout. In that case,
like colapso mental.
absolutely. I can't remember the word now. There is another word that will create probably, will end up in a chronic fatigue. Again, that's a medical condition. We don't want that. So you need to be balanced. You need to be energetic when you need to be energetic, and you need to slow down when you need to slow down, and have a balanced life if possible. I know it's theory, but that's what you should be aiming for, your goal. Speak about your own experience of fatigue. Okay, well, fatigue at work. Have you? I don't think you've ever experienced that. So we will jump into the text. I will read it for you this time, okay?
Okay,
So pilot fatigue takes off before the aircraft does. Ground effect. Flight crew fatigue has become a frontline issue since being implicated as a possible factor in Colgan Air Flight 3407 accident in 2009, in which 50 people were killed when the plane stalled on approach at Buffalo Niagara International Airport in New York and crashed into a house. The increasing adoption of fatigue risk management systems and the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration's current notice of proposed rulemaking for flight and duty time also drive industry interest. Long sentence. Various factors have been cited as contributing to fatigue, including time since awakening, poor quality sleep, time on duty, and circadian disruption. Many studies have focused on the alertness effects of in-flight workload on the flight crew, particularly in takeoff, approach, and landing, as well as from extra demands such as bad weather and equipment malfunction. Although workload is commonly associated with flight time, a recent study suggests that pilot workload on the ground may contribute more to fatigue than workload during flight. In a paper presented at the FSF International Air Safety Seminar in November 2010, Chris Job, Chris whatever, and Steve Bond reported that 82% of the study participant pilots rated the work on the ground to be equally or more exhausting than the flight phase. Vocabulary that you don't know.
Teacher, another
Yeah.
example of this fatigue could be the accident in the Alps in Europe with Germanwings and the Airbus 319. When the
Oh,
pilot
that's
closed the door to the cockpit, so the other pilot couldn't enter.
what seemed to be the problem with that accident.
He
What
had
seemed to be the problem?
the psychological problems. So I don't know why the airline allowed him to fly, or maybe why the psychologist allowed him to fly.
What medical condition was he suffering from, apparently? This is not very clear.
I guess it was the stress,
Stress. Was
and
he
it
under
was
medication?
another one that was under drugs, I guess.
Under the effects of drugs? Maybe he was suffering from depression, I suppose. If I remember correctly, the Germanwings
Oh yes,
accident.
yes,
He
because
crashed.
he lost her wife, I guess, in an accident. That's the story of that guy.
He has some tragic, something personal in his life. and personal life can affect professional life. Yeah. So not everyone is the same. We need to look for medical assistance. So yeah, when the pilot left the cockpit, he locked the door, the cockpit door, and he crashed the plane into the Alps. This is a real story, and we never know what was in his mind. What vocabulary is related to fatigue here? What words or expressions are related to fatigue?
Circadian disruption, poor quality sleep, awakening.
That's right. That's right. Let me just find if I can. Yes, here. All of this somewhere. Yeah. So contributing to fatigue, including time since awakening, poor quality sleep, time on duty. How many hours have they been awake? And circadian disruption. This has an effect on alertness. And what about workload? Is workload more or less in flight or on ground, according to this article?
In flight. Or 50-50.
In flight, yes, and also on ground. It says rated to work on ground can be equally or more exhausting than the flight phase, takeoff, landing, approach, climb. Yeah. On ground, demands such as weather, bad weather, equipment malfunction, which may create delays, maybe a medical condition or any passengers suffering from a medical condition that need to be offloaded. This will create more stress. So people should be able to manage stress levels. How? You have to find your own formula. Maybe you can go for a run, practice some kind of sport, meditation, I don't know, go out with friends. I have no idea. Talk to a friend. But this has to be resolved somehow. Okay. Let me just check. We have talked about that. And the same. Do you agree that work on ground is equally or more exhausting than the flight phase? What's your opinion on this?
I am disagree.
Okay, Franco, why?
Because in flight is more workload.
Workload than on ground.
I'm not agree with Franco because I guess that work on ground and the flight phase has a 50% in both, because work in ground you have a lot of responsibility, the same as in a flight phase. You have to stay. You have to be alert could be
Alert, on high
in
alert.
both phases, paying attention to everything, and I don't know, being responsible with every single action or with every action you do.
There are a lot of checklists you need to do, you need to follow. Yeah, everything is a checklist in aviation. All right. Okay, this case study continues. Yeah, we will not be. Maybe I can read it for you, but just for the sake of vocabulary. Okay. Let's see if you can identify vocabulary related to fatigue. All right. Let's see. The researchers conducted a field study with 40 pilots of a German low-cost carrier using a questionnaire. The first part compared the flight and ground phases in 6 dimensions of workload: mental demand, physical demand, temporal demand, performance, effort, and frustration level. Frustration, you need to deal with frustration every single day. In 4 of the 6 dimensions, participants rated workload higher on ground than in flight, with the greatest difference being in frustration. The researchers expressed surprise at their findings, saying, "The task of flying a complex aircraft is accepted to be a set of highly demanding tasks. The higher values for effort and mental demand, therefore, were remarkable, since tasks demand on the ground are rather low. However, the subjective perception of higher workload on the ground expresses the strong engagement of the pilots between flights during this study." The second part investigated factors that occur during a normal working day. 21 of these were assessed under 5 classifications: more work, effort, time pressure, frustration, and fatigue. Measurement was on a scale from 1 to 5, minimum to maximum. Turning to ground time factors, the researchers found that factors related to time pressure dominated in 5 of them: critical fuel status, late documentation, aircraft change, tight slot, and tight schedule. So, what can create stress on ground for pilots? According to this description here, right?
The flying a complex aircraft could be one option.
What ground time factors are mentioned? Any ideas here?
More work, time pressure, frustration, effort, and fatigue.
Fatigue. Also here, the last paragraph, we have something like critical fuel status, late documentation, tight slot. Okay, when there is a delay, they will miss the slot. What is a slot? This is very important for them, for you, for everyone. Let's say the slot is at 10 o'clock, and due to bad weather, or I would say maybe a medical condition on board, some type of delay, they will miss the slot.
Un lapso.
Yeah, that flight. That flight will have to wait maybe for 1 hour. I don't know, for extra 30 minutes, for extra 40 minutes, for extra 1 hour. So
period,
we have to deal with
a kind of synonym of period of time.
Yes, slot assignment. You know, every aircraft has a slot, and they have to be quick. So if they miss the slot, they will reduce their rest time. This will have an impact on the rest period of time. Okay, down below, this is for your information. Which dimension do you find most surprising? For example, dimensions of workload, carga de trabajo, workload. Recuerden eso, que también lo usan ustedes en loading, unloading, payload. Flight phase versus ground phase. Mental demand. Performance. Mental demand 10.2, ground 13.0, 25% difference. Performance 15.3, 14.5, minus 5%. Physical demand 7.3, 7.0, minus 4. Effort 8.9, 10.9. 22% difference. Temporal demand, 10.9, 14.9, 37. Frustration level, 5.0, 7.2. So, kind of crazy. So that is it. That's it. Well done. Questions? So far, so good?
Nothing for
Nothing
now.
so far, no? Okay, well, I will like to share with you the video that will be, I will share the video here, the video link in the chat box. Okay, have a look. It's about pilot fatigue. And tell me what information is mentioned in the video. What information with vocabulary is mentioned? Okay, let's see. All right. Okay. Listen to it twice, 2 times, all right? Okay, so how was it? How was the video? Was it okay, clear? From 1 to 10, how clear? 1, 5, 8, 10.
For me, 10. British accent could be.
Yeah. Franco?
Profe, le hago una consulta. Usted cuando
Yes.
hace viajes internacionales, ¿cuántos días descansa para, digamos, volver a trabajar?
Okay, I don't do anymore because I work in an airline that only does domestic flights. When I used to, well, hey, number one, you have to know yourself. You have to know your health. You have to know your body and your reactions. And you only know that when you experience flying across different time zones. I noticed that if I flew vertically, I felt well, I felt okay because there was no time zone change, maybe 1 or 2, that's it. But if I flew from my base city across Asia to Australia, that was hard, Franco. That was hard.
Más que nada para cambiar el sueño y...
No, it was only 24 hours. Let's say Dubai, Bangkok, 24 hours. Bangkok, Sydney, 24 hours. Back to Bangkok, 24 hours, and back to Dubai, 24 hours. A 6-day trip with 24 hours in between. That's it. Or Dubai, New York, rest on board for 2 to 3 hours, depending on the aircraft, and 24 hours. In New York, sometimes 48, but that was an exception. How did I adapt? When you are given the roster or the monthly schedule, you have a look and you say, okay, I have this flight that is vertical, so I'm fine. Either to Africa or Europe, I'm happy. Buenos Aires, Miami, I'm fine. But if I fly to Asia or further down or to the Americas, I need to prepare myself 1 day before or 2 days before. You need to organize your diet, physical activity, sleep time. This is very personal. And then when you reach the destination, again, you need to see what's the priority. Do I want to sleep? Do I want to eat? If you are not well rested, we tend to eat more to compensate the lack of energy, and then we gain weight. So how can I balance this? It's kind of complex. It's kind of complex. I've noticed in my case, if I don't sleep, I'm hungrier, more hungry than usual. So I eat more. Or I tend to eat sweets, which is not a good idea.
Pensé que era el único con ese problema.
Even if you work on ground and you work shift, your body will try to compensate somehow. Some people, I remember colleagues taking these energy drinks, Red Bull, but the Red Bull will accelerate your heartbeat. This may create another problem. General recommendation, physical activity, happy people around your life. Don't take negative people in your life, please. Send them home. This will affect your environment, yeah? This complaining all the time and negative and Crónica TV, no, switch everything off. Bye. See you. I don't care. That's my recommendation. You do whatever you want, yeah?
I'm completely agree with you, teacher.
It has an effect on your life. Especially here, you need to be happy people. Try to be with friends or colleagues that are kind of in the right mood. We all have problems, we all have problems, big problems, but you choose how to face those problems. So you know that, now. Franco, have I answered your question?
Sí, profe, pero me preocupan más los Control Tower. ¿Cómo hacen?
Oh,
Eso,
that
peor,
even,
¿no?
yes, they have even more stress than pilots. It's a mental
Eso sí
state.
que es
It's a
estresante.
mental, yeah, of course. It's one of the highest, one of the most demanding jobs in the world, especially depending on the airport. It's not the same. I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. One airport here in Argentina in the middle of nowhere, or in the middle of nowhere anywhere, or London Heathrow, or Sao Paulo.
Profe, pero ¿trabajan el turno corrido o van rotando en el horario, digamos, de trabajo?
What do you mean, Franco? Like
Los controladores aéreos, los ATC.
ITC, I guess it's 24/7. All
Creo que
year round.
rotan, hay algunos que rotan. Es por eso que EANA sacó esas becas para el curso de controlador de tráfico aéreo, porque no hay controladores en Argentina. Abrieron esta beca hace poco, empezaron las primeras cruzadas, se reciben un par dentro de poco y van a seguir abriendo becas hasta el 2024, dijeron, porque no hay controladores en Argentina. Entran 70 y se reciben 10 o 12 con toda la furia.
To be honest, this job, aviation job, guys, you need to be strong, You cannot just, no, you need to be strong. You need to like yourself first. You know what I mean? It sounds weird maybe now to you, but if you're planning to be in this profession for a long time and you need to be mentally okay, you need to be strong. And you need to choose which people you want around you. Carefully choose. Yeah, a lot of stress, a lot, but it's up to you. Up to you. You should not worry about unnecessary superficial things, but on the other hand, you need to take immediate action where needed. This is the balance. Yeah. Yes, I need to be here. I need to be alert. This is important, but this one can wait. Yeah. So another thing is to be able to not to mix your personal problems with your professional problems, or vice versa, your professional problems with your personal life, because this can create a bigger issue. Yeah. Nice. So how is it going? This one was one video, but now remember that the text mentioned circadian rhythm, right?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of circadian rhythm before? Circadian rhythm. I'll write it here. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Alguna vez lo escucharon?
Los ritmos circadianos, dentro de lo que yo estudié cuando allá en la Facultad de Medicina, son cambios físicos y mentales, también conductuales, que duran 24 horas o tienen como un ciclo pactado así por 24 horas. Entonces, responden particularmente a lo que es la luz y la oscuridad. En la luz tenés ciertas reacciones y en la oscuridad tenés otras. Afectan tanto humanos como animales. Eso es todo lo que me acuerdo.
Exactly. And something I want to highlight is this behavioral, the comportamiento. Okay. Maybe, how do you feel when you are not awake? Are you happy or kind of, with your lights dimmed?
Kind of stressed, could be, or angry, a little bit of angry.
Moody, maybe. Moody, like.
Yes, and also I don't want to talk with anyone, and I don't want nobody near me.
Maybe impatient, maybe.
maybe
A little bit
100%.
impatient, not tolerant, maybe, or kind of short-tempered. Short-tempered, like you snap at people. Le contestan mal a cualquiera. Yeah. This is normal. If you're not, if you haven't slept well, this is normal. It's in your hands to control it. How can you control it? That's the difference between one reaction and the other. I know today I'm not having a good day. Women, we have our days as well. So how can I control? First, I need to know myself. And then how can I control it? So it doesn't impact on the operation, on my colleague. The colleague has his own problems, his own life. How can I filter this negativity out, let's say, which is totally normal, perfectly normal.
Sleeping well, having a healthy diet, keeping fit, having good friends and good vibes, everything.
What helped me, I remember sometimes I didn't sleep for days. I was like a ghost, glowing in the dark, as I say, like the Simpsons. Music helped me. Let's say I was going to the airport, a 15-minute drive on the bus, on the shuttle bus, and I plugged myself with some music. This kind of helped me. I don't know. This worked for me. For you, could be something else. I don't know. You should find your way. So we will see what is circadian rhythm, explained in a kind of easy way. And let's see what happens. Here is the video. Watch the video 2 times. Okay. Okie dokie. How was it?
He said that people is more active during in the morning, I guess.
Okay, I will make you a few questions here. So I will go back. What is circadian rhythm? According to this video, what is it?
It's an internal clock.
As I call our biological clock,
Internal clock every how many hours?
24.
25 hours.
It's an internal clock. Okay, so right, to put it in a nutshell. So it's made up of. It is made up of cycles, right? Cycles between sleep. You know the REM, REM cycle, like the music band same. Have you ever heard of rapid eye movement? Yeah.
No, teacher.
All right. Well, this has to do with
Yes.
where you are. Okay. If these cycles are respected, you will be restoring your body and your mind. All right. You will be full of energy. Okay. If you interrupt one of those cycles for whatever reason, you will be not restoring your body completely. Yeah, that's something to consider. Also, let me ask you this. Are you a morning, afternoon, or night person? What are you? You can write it if you don't want to talk. Yeah.
I guess I am an afternoon and night active person. Mostly night.
I see. What about the rest? Franco,
The same.
Santiago. Yeah. Okay.
I
Melissa.
Yes.
I
After
adopted this methodology during nights when I was at the university in Posadas studying for many hours to exams. And during nights, I can focus better than mornings or afternoon.
Wow. Same for you, Franco?
Sí, profe, a la mañana cuesta un montón.
Really? Wow. I'm exactly the opposite. I can go to the Everest in the morning. I can go to the Aconcagua and climb it and go and come back. From 6 to 11. I am the highest peak in my energy. Afternoon, evening, night, definitely not. I try to study during the night, impossible. I fall asleep.
I study during night, but in the morning, for example, I prefer to go to the gym or try to keep fit.
When?
For example, my routine is to have a good breakfast and then go out for a walk, riding a bike, trying to do exercise during morning, but not in the afternoon, and even less, I guess. It's good during nights.
Okay, everything that in my case I need to concentrate on should happen in the morning. Uriel, me gusta acostarme tarde y levantarme temprano. Raro. Okay, Uriel, you know, everyone is different. Todos somos diferentes, pero hay como tendencias. Some people are good in the morning. I am one of those. Early bird, afternoon. Y no me acuerdo qué pájaro representa cada etapa del día.
El gallo y el búho.
No, algo así. Owl es el de la noche. Night owl, for sure. Ese sí. Después hay gallo a la mañana y hay otra más. Son 3, no me acuerdo ahora, chicos, pero...
El búho lechuza, creo que era.
Sí, y hay algo alondra, pero bueno. Si saben, díganlo, porque la verdad es que no me acuerdo.
El gallo es a la mañana, el búho es a la tarde-noche.
Bueno,
y había
eso...
uno en el mediodía que tenía otro animal.
Eso, no me acuerdo. The life is only one, yes. Ustedes sepan qué animal son, se van a reír con los que les digo, pero yo soy el de la mañana, el gallito. Ya sé lo que tengo que hacer a la mañana y sé lo que no voy a hacer a la tarde porque no me da la energía. Son como el mar, pleamar, altamar, va así el ritmo, ¿sí? Entonces, suben los niveles, bajan los niveles, suben los niveles. Decisiones importantes yo tomo a la mañana, no las tomo a la noche, porque meto la pata mal. Si ustedes se conocen, con el tiempo van a ir ajustando sus actividades según eso. ¿Sí? Y aviación y
Will experience what you are saying.
Cuando tomo decisiones mal es porque las tomo mal. No hay con qué darle, chicos. Es así. Bueno, let's take a break, chicos. Take another break, 15 minutes, and we will continue later.
Okay, teacher.
Right? Okay. See you. Hello, here I am. Welcome back. ¿Estamos todos, todas?
Yo estoy, profe.
¿Todo bien? Bien, bárbaro. Nahuel, bárbaro. Okay, listen. Another question connected to what we have been discussing is let me think. What can you do to have a sleep hygiene? The question is in the chat box. What can you do, strategies, to have a good sleep hygiene, to have a good quality rest? What can you do before going to bed to have a very good sleep, night sleep? Díganme.
Have orderly routines
Okay.
and timing.
Have an orderly routine. What about timing, Franco?
And timing.
What do
Debemos
you
tener
do?
un timing life.
Should it be organized?
Yes, organized.
Or maybe good time management skills, maybe? Yeah.
Sí, dame.
Organization. Okay, time management. Uriel, same. Time management. Yeah. Good time management. You should know what time you go to sleep. What else? What about diet? What can you do with your diet and physical activity?
Eat healthy food.
Okay.
And
Eat healthy food. Okay. Okay. Eat healthy food. What about
avoid beer with alcohol and drugs.
Okay. Alcoholic drinks and drugs or illegal substances, let's say. Okay. Illegal or legal. Sometimes you have, as I said before, you have legal substances, but they have a bad effect on your body. Okay, Uriel. This was my next question. What type of food? Healthy food, not junk. My next question is, okay, you can have a healthy diet. You can have a salad if you want, but you can have a little bit of grilled chicken and salad. But how much time before going to bed should you eat? I eat and I go to bed. Is that okay for you?
Can you repeat, please?
We are speaking about healthy food diet or healthy diet habits. When is the best time to eat?
At 7 o'clock, like the American people.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
You have to have breakfast as a king, have lunch as a prince, and have dinner as a, I don't know how to say mendigo.
As a poor person.
As a poor person, yes.
Or beggar. Beggar is
nothing.
a beggar. I know what you mean. So you before going to bed, you should eat less than lunch. But how many hours before going to bed? Let's say I go to bed at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. When should I have dinner?
3 hours.
7 p.m. or 8 p.m., more or less.
Exactly, at least 3 hours, so you can do your digestion properly, and not feel, you shouldn't feel full, and you won't be able to sleep maybe, yeah. So, how about those who like having tea or coffee or even mate at this time?
There are people that drink coffee, like me, for example, and they sleep as well. But
Yeah,
others not. Others drink coffee and they are like Sonic, for example, with hyperactivity.
exactly. So maybe you should reduce caffeine intake for those who need it. I don't need it. Personally, coffee doesn't affect me at all. I like coffee, but it doesn't wake me up. What does wake me up is mate. Mate wakes me up. So I should avoid mate intake or reduce it. Avoid. Avoid energy drinks before going to bed. Yeah. How to have, or how to, yes, how to have a sleep hygiene. I said that before. Okay. Reduce caffeine intake, avoid energy drinks, don't eat junk food, eat before or eat 3 hours before going to bed. Yeah, minimum 3 hours. And how about, what type of beverage should you take? What's
Water.
the best? Yeah, hydration
Water
levels.
and natural juice, for example, orange juice
Mm,
or detox.
mm,
For example, I always drink water with mint. I love it.
good point. Juice, I would recommend more for the morning. It has a lot of sugar. Sugar, lemonade. Yes, Uriel. Sugar will wake you up. So it's better in the morning. Another thing related to sugar is natural sugar, juice from fruits, not sugar from an alfajor, for example, cake, if possible. Oh, careful when you eat a lot of sugar, because your sugar levels will go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And in
Diabetes,
time, yes, you
diabetes
can,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah. So you have to be careful. These are things we don't pay attention to when we are 20, 21 and things like that. And even if you are young, if you do this on a regular basis, you can develop a medical condition. So I've seen it in my colleagues. They were very young people, but they were with no energy, no energy. They just don't eat. They don't eat for long periods of time, or they eat, when they do, they eat low quality food or a lot of sugar or products that seem to be healthy, but they are not healthy at all, like energy bars. Energy bars are all artificial, you know? It's better to eat a
Okay.
banana than having an energy bar to go to the gym, and then they cannot sustain their energy in the long run. All right, you need a lot of concentration. Also, hydration levels, yeah. And okay, switch. What about electronic items to guarantee a sleep hygiene?
The addiction to use mobile phone.
Oh, okay. So electronic devices. Hmm. What can you do with electronic devices before going to sleep?
Turn it off.
Okay. Yes. Ideally, switch them off. Ideally, okay, maybe you cannot do that, but at least they should not be in the bedroom, away from the area you sleep, bedroom, or if you have a one bedroom apartment, they should not be around the bed. Okay, nice question so far. Comments?
No.
No. Okay, so we will do one last activity of the day, which I will mix everything up, everything mixed up regarding all the topics we've seen today. Why? Because ultimately this will have an impact on safety. So, impact on safety. Yeah. What type of operation do we need to have? Yeah, a safe operation, a clean operation. So, 1 second, I will share with you this one now, okay? Aviation, safety procedures. We will mix everything up now. All the teams, everyone's contributions. Okay, so 3867411. We'll copy the pin in your chat box. Okay, Franco Iván, Derek Uriel. Nice. Melissa. Santiago. Well done. How many are we? 12. Anyone else? ¿Alguien más? Can we go?
Yes, if
Okay, let's go. We'll see. Okay, what are two appropriate pieces of PPE to wear on the tarmac? What is PPE?
supongo que se refiere al trabajo en rampa, groundwork.
Yeah, PPE is personal protective equipment. Yeah. How can you protect yourself? Yeah. For ramp people, ramp agents, high visibility vest, enclosed shoes. High visibility vest. Chalecos, como los ven acá. enclosed shoes or hard shoes, you know, like if in case anything falls on your feet, it will not damage your feet. Yeah. You may also wear goggles and protection for the ears, like headsets, something like that, to protect your ears. Okay, let's see. Safe air. I don't know what's safe. It's safe. It's a mistake. Okay, what is the correct order for the in-flight safety procedure? Okay, safety car, seatbelt, oxygen, and life jacket. Yes, there are 4. Okay, this has to do with after the doors are closed, yeah, the aircraft leaves the stand, whether remote or not, and it goes into taxiing phase. During taxiing phase, cabin crew will do the safety demonstration or safety demo. The safety demo we have on board. Some airlines they have a video, and some airlines have a pouch with 4 elements to do the safety demo. The 4 elements are safety card, seatbelt demo, oxygen mask demo, and life jacket demo. It's not the real life jacket. So they will do, and they will also show the emergency exits, the floor lightning path, emergency exits, as I said, and that's it, basically. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is also with cabin crew, but you should know. All right, how would you pour passengers during this? Is more for a cabin crew, but let me tell you, I'm trying to integrate all the teams. Pour in the aisle before handing to passengers. I'm telling you this because this can happen on ground. I don't know. It can happen that there is a big, long delay, and it has happened before, not to me, but to some colleagues. They have to do service on ground, all right? Or they pour a hot drink on ground, or the customer asks for hot water for their mate, and they pour the hot water on them. You will have a burn, you will have a medical case. And guess what? You will be asked to go back to the aircraft. So that's why it's always good to prevent situations. Yeah. If you see somebody not doing the right thing, just remind them, friendly reminder that how to pour, to pay attention. If you have matter with colleagues, you know, just have a look, pay attention. Pour in the aisle before handing to passengers. Okay. Or if you're having coffee at the airport and you pour the coffee on top of you, on your hand, on your lap, en la falda. So, seat belt. When the seatbelt sign is on, must you be wearing your seatbelt? Yes. Except when? There is an exception. Who can tell me the exception?
At cruising altitude. when the pilot switch off.
Yeah.
But in case of turbulence, you must wear the seatbelt.
Great. And there is another exception on ground, while the doors are still open.
When the fuel load.
Say again, Franco. I think you hit the jackpot.
When the fuel load with the
Yes,
truck.
during refueling
Because
procedure.
if something happens, packs can get out the airplane fast.
Exactly. There is in the unlikely event of evacuation due to refueling leak. What is leak? Leak? Any ideas? No? Pérdida o filtración también. You never know. If something goes wrong during refueling procedure and we need to evacuate, people should be ready. Passengers should be ready to run or not run, but they should be ready to leave. That's why the seatbelt sign is off and the smoking sign is on. Yeah, just to be clear. Or in the cruising altitude, whenever the pilots want. Let's see. Franco, well done. Let's see. Eight. That's the standard. Yeah. It's not only for cabin crew. I mean, for everyone. Everyone related to work shift, los horarios rotativos. Mm. Mm. 75 meters. Okay, listen. What I can tell you is that whenever there is boarding and there is remote stands with two stairs, we do boarding with two different stairs, from the forward or the aft. The thing is, there should be some ground staff, someone on the ramp to supervise boarding, because what happens with people? What do they do? Where do they go?
Near the engine to take photographs.
Absolutely. They go near the engine to take a selfie. How do you think the engine will, if something happens near the engine? Yeah. How about the selfie?
Final destination.
Final destination, the only destination, they will be burned like a barbecue, roasted chicken. Yeah. So we should be vigilant where people go, especially on remote stand, small airports. People are distracted, they don't know anything about anything, and they go right under the engine. Interesting. So something to consider. Okay. Signals to open the door. This will change from airline to airline, all right? Before, when I used to work in the other airline, the procedure was knock on the door, tac, tac, thumbs up, seatbelt off, and door checker. 4 elements. All. Why? Why so many elements? Why do you think? knock knock from the outside, ground staff, knock knock on the door, my thumb up.
That's why,
Thumb off.
that's why I thought the OK sign with the knock knock and OK.
After 15-hour flight, why do I need to do all this? To avoid what? How do you think the cabin crew feels after 10 hours, a 10-hour flight?
Tired.
Dead. Completely glowing in the dark. In order to avoid slight deployment, which can cause warnings and a lot of money to the company, and you will be probably be given a warning, or depending on the situation, you need a second, you need a door checker, yeah, to check everything is fine. Another pair of eyes, another pair of ears, yeah. You need someone to check and cross-check with you. That's why we have pilot and co-pilot. They check and cross-check the information. Yeah, one people can make, going back to CRM, to human error. We make mistakes, so we need to avoid making mistakes as much as possible. In the place I'm working now, the ground staff opens the door. I don't open the door on a regular basis. Occasionally, but it's not when for passengers to disembark, ground staff will open the door. How? Knock knock and thumbs up. That's it. 2 only, not 4 elements. So that's something that will vary according to the airline. Other airlines have different procedures. Oh, okay. Okay, what is witness? Legal word. A witness.
Testimonio, creo que era testimonio, palabra.
Testigo. Atestiguar. Incident report, then forwarded to the company safety department. Yes, of course. A lot of paperwork to be filled out. People will not be happy, but this is what you need to do. What is the area of a fuel spill deemed likely to cause a fire? Spill es derrame. Okay, 4 square meters or bigger. Well, large area for sure. Okay. Aircraft maintenance, right? True or false? False. It's in the seat pocket in front of the seat. Yeah.
As every cabin crew says, the safety car is in the seat in front of you.
Yes. Yeah. For now, maybe in the future you will scan it with a QR code and you will have it in your phone. But this has to be approved. Cannot do it just because. What are the primary purposes of ATC? Blue option. Great. Yellow. Yeah, let's move on. White.
Buenas noches, profe, ¿cómo anda? ¿Todo bien?
Hola, todo tranqui, acá estamos.
Bueno, excelente. Hoy vengo así, como no estoy con mi usuario, digamos, nadie pareciera que nadie me ve. Entonces, me tengo que mandar así para que me
Bueno,
escuchen.
me sorprendió, sí. Adelante, adelante.
Excelente, profe, la interrumpo así ya finalizan, ¿sí? Ali Fraco.
Bueno.
Presente.
Gracias, Dani. Álvarez. Muy bien, Uriel, por suerte no se tomó el feriado. Disante. Disante, Meli.
Está con los problemitas de conexión, ahora entra. Está ahí.
Bueno, dale,
repitiendo
ahora
el
la vuelvo a
wifi.
nombrar entonces, ahora la vuelvo. Domínguez.
Presente.
Gracias, Armando. Fernández. Gracias, Vale. Godoy.
Presente.
Gracias, Naú Canor. Apareció Meli. Me falta Canor.
Dice que le está tardando en cargar, pero que está ahí tratando de que la página le entre.
Maxi. Maxi o Meli, porque Meli ya me escribió.
Ah, yo estaba hablando por Melina, perdón.
No, está bien, entonces Maxi hoy no está. Bien. Maglieri. Meli, gracias. Palchoxic. Gracias, ese. Piñeiro. Gracias, Santi Rodríguez.
Presente.
Gracias, Fran. Tolosa. Buenas noches, Iván. Y Viada Stenger. Derek.
Buenas noches, Fabri, presente.
Buenas noches, Derek. Bueno, me falta Maxi hoy. Bien, listo, entonces los dejo continuar, que terminen muy bien la semana. Nos vemos, Uriel, el lunes nos vemos. Que tengan un buen fin de semana y nos hablamos a partir del lunes. Gracias, profe. Buenas noches para
Gracias,
Buenas
Fabri,
tardes,
un
buen
beso
fin de
grande.
semana, gracias.
Buen
todos. Chau,
fin de-
chau.
Bueno, seguimos rápido y terminamos. Esto era Lightning. What is the given? Charlie Bravo, ¿ya? Eso lo vimos rapidito, pero bueno. Are there spare extra life jackets on board? Yes or no? True or false? Yes. Hay en algunos compartimentos o doghouse extra life jackets. Parking brakes are on, chocks in place, and keys are removed from ignition. La idea es que no se mueva, ¿sí? Bajo ningún punto de vista. Unruly passenger, ¿eh? Keep them occupied while security is called to escort passenger off. True or false?
Con esta pregunta yo tendría que estar en cana, me parece.
Should
En
be in
cadena
prison.
perpetua.
False. Is it against the law? Not really.
Ah,
But
it's
it's not legal, but
listo.
well, it's like a souvenir shop. What are 2 measures that could be used to minimize birds in the vicinity of an aerodrome? Bird strike. It happens. Well, of course, it happens in all airports, especially our Reserva Ecológica, Ezeiza.
Yo
Very
colecciono
well.
las cartillas,
Well
teacher.
done. Well done. Really well. Well, who doesn't? Bueno,
Tengo las
chicos, hasta
cartillas
acá
de
hoy.
Emirates, de prácticamente casi todas las aerolíneas en las que volé. Vietnam Airlines, Korean.
Sí, I believe you. Good.
And also the pillows, the little pillows,
Yes.
y las frazadas, las frazaditas.
The blankets.
The
Okay.
blanket.
Interesting. Bueno, chicos, me despido. ¿Sí? Buen fin de semana. Have a good weekend. And I see you on Monday. Monday is the exam. Recuerden. Sí, que el lunes
Yes.
es el examen, la última hora. Okay?
Have a good weekend, teacher. Thank you so
You
much.
too. Take care.
Bye bye.
Chao, chao.
See you. Chao, chao.
Gracias, profe. Buenas noches.
Chao. Bye, bye.